Stan Fischler here at the Bern Meadowlands Arena. My guest, Glenn Chico Resch, and I'm going to make an important presentation to Glenn. These are a pair of pads, believe it or not. They are roller hockey pads, vintage 1949. Why am I giving it to Glenn Resch? Because Glenn Resch collects hockey equipment from any era. Now, when did you start this, and what have you collected so far?
Well, Stan, in school I was always interested in history and in old things. And these really are old, Stan. They really date you, and that was actually the year after I was born, so that's going back a long ways.
Well, remarkably, it's Stan Fischler at Continental Airlines Arena with Glenn Chico Resch. That was like from the Metropolitan Museum of Fossils.
I still have those shin guards. You played, what, some serious roller hockey in Brooklyn wearing those, what, back in the 40s?
Yeah, but I have gray hair now. I don't know whatever happened.
Actually, Stan, you look as good now as you did then, except I was ready to give you one of these. I heard you were coming after me tonight.
Yeah, well, I am.
Now, Maddie's used to that, but I'm not. I mean,
I'm angry at you because I keep hearing about you playing in this game and that game, and I want to know whether you would consider making a comeback in the National Hockey League.
Well, you're not on top of the game, Stan. You haven't seen that my name's been mentioned in some of the trades recently. Why not everybody else's? So I figure, you know, I'm supposed to be on the Happy Boolin deal and the Lindros deal. So I'd love to make a comeback, as you know, and sit on the bench for about 10 games. And
If you were in the Devil's goal at Nassau Coliseum the other night, how do you think the game would have gone?
I would have been over probably the first shift, depending on which team I was in, Stan. I think the game has passed me by, but it sure looks like it's a lot of fun for the guys that are in shape.
Well, the fans are all wondering whether Lou Lamoriello is going to make another deal before the deadline. What do you think?
Well, I know you feel the same way I do about Kenny Sutton. You know what, if the Devils' defense, if you could be sure the 6 guys that are going to be in the lineup tonight would stay 100% healthy through 4 rounds of the playoffs, I would say no problem. I wouldn't be worried at all. The problem may occur if one of those guys go down. Is Mike Commodore, is Willie Mitchell ready to step in at that level under that kind of pressure? I think Lou Lamoriello would like to add a little insurance in that department. Up front, I think they're solid. They've got Bobby Corkum. I think there's maybe only one move he could make.
Okay, let me ask you this. We're going to see a goalie tonight, Artur Zerbe, who plays almost all the games. Marty Brodeur plays almost all the games. Now, here we see Marty Brodeur on a penalty shot.
I could have stopped that one. Well, that was wide.
Okay, we see another penalty shot, Marty Brodeur, not so good. And, of course, the one on the island, he made a terrific save. My question to you is, how much is too much for Zerbe or Brodeur? How many games are too many, or is this the best way to do it?
Well, you know what? I think they both can handle it because it's recovery time now, Stan. It's not like it used to be where these guys, like this morning, Artur Zerbe didn't practice. Marty Brodeur says that he feels more energized when he's practicing in between games than if he's just practicing with a day off. So I don't think their play has been affected at all by the number of games. And I think, you know, with the fact that goaltending decides, I mean, goaltending is 80% of every game. You need your best guy in there each night, and both teams have realized that, and both those guys work like overtime.
Well, we're going to see what happens tonight. The 2 guys are going to be playing, and right after this, we're going to have the Regional Sports Report with Bob Wisuzhin. Lots of scores, lots of previews. Stay tuned. It's going to be good.